Alright, this motor is going in today. I'm putting the valley pan on now, valve covers. I've already primed all the lifters, rockers. First I set the valve lash, obviously, and then I primed everything. This is the third set of PRWs I got. And finally, even this kit was missing a lot of the spacers. I had to get more spacers from 440 source, which is where I got the push rods. And I should have just ordered everything from 440 source right off the bat. They're so much easier to deal with. This is the second set of heads I got, and they still weren't perfect. The first set I got from Jegs. The valve tips were going up and down like a snake. Obviously they should be all straight. This is a straight bar rocker system. So that's why I switched to a roller rocker. So the brand new set of stock rockers that I have just had to go on the bench, and they'll sit, I guess. Unless I rebuild the 440 that's in this car right now. Anyway, this is a small cam, and these heads need a lot of work. This is the second set of heads I got. They're from Summit. They had them on the shelf, and they still needed work. All these ports needed cleaning up big time. The exhaust ports were a lot better. But I just wasn't happy with any. These springs are not for a 600 lift cam, as Edelbrock claims. They're barely strong enough to break in this 488 cam that I'm using. What else? The valves are not all stainless steel. They're only the exhaust valves are stainless steel. The intakes are not. But Edelbrock claims they're stainless steel. All valves are stainless steel, and it also claims it has a 3-angle grind. These valves only have a single plane grind like you would see in a stock head, which is fine for this application. But it still bothered me that, you know, Edelbrock is lying, and these heads need to work straight out of the box. They were not ready to go. 3 of the valves were leaking on one of the heads. The one thing I will say about these heads that I liked was that they did have really big runners, nice big fat runners, big fat valves, and the keepers and retainers look like of good quality, and the guides were nice and snug. The guides were good, the keepers and retainers are good. I mean, no matter what, I was going to have to change the springs, buy an extra set of springs to break this cam in anyway. But you know, if you were just planning on putting these heads on a cam that was already broken in, these are the flat tap 5093 heads, by the way. They're the cheapest one that Edelbrock makes, and I just wasn't that impressed with the quality, along with a lot of Edelbrock stuff. Somebody was telling me, oh, they make awesome carbs. Well, actually, those are Carter carburetors. Edelbrock just bought them out. If you ever buy a kit for or at least I don't know how it is now, but when you used to buy kits for Edelbrock carburetors, it was a Carter kit, because they're Carter carburetors. So anyway, I'm just not wowed with what Edelbrock is doing these days. And anyway, I just thought I'd mention that before I put this all together. PRW didn't wow me with their stuff. I mean, if you look, it's hard to tell by looking at these rockers, but they're all scratched up. I mean, they're functional. They're good where it counts. All the roller bearings were nice. The rocker bars are decent quality, I guess. But they're all scratched up. They were just wrapped in like kitchen saran wrap when I got them. None of the hardware was installed. These valve lash adjusters, the lock nuts, all of these caps, everything, it was all just wrapped in. I mean, they were wrapped separately, like all these caps would be wrapped together in saran wrap. All these were wrapped together in saran wrap. All the nuts, well, the nuts were in little tiny Ziploc bags, but you get the idea. It was just poorly boxed for such an expensive item. But I think these rockers are going to perform well. Anyway, that's where I'm at. So take that with a grain of salt. This thing is going in today. I hope it's going to be okay after all this work, all the frustration and headache from Edelbrock and PRW. Turned out that rebuilding the bottom end was the easiest part of this whole build. Anyway, that's what I think about that. All right.